You recording?
Mm-hmm.
All right, ready? Do this thing. Clap. Damn, that sounded like absolutely nothing. There. Bro, half the time it sounds like a hit marker.
I don't know.
It sounded like a hit marker from like a Hitman. Just like,
Oh, yeah. That's what you're saying.
okay, let's go. We did it. We finally made it. It only took us an hour.
Yeah. We've been trying to do this. We've been troubleshooting camera issues for a while now.
Listen, guys, I know you've been waiting for this. I know you've been asking for it. Everybody's been asking.
Everyone.
Absolutely everybody.
Everybody.
And here we are. And today, I have to tell you, we're starting it off with a bang. Because we are embroiled in controversy.
Oh, shit. We have our first hater.
But before all that, let's just chill. I think we should start off with just like introducing what this should be and like what we're gonna be trying to do and stuff like that.
Fair.
Before we get into the sweet drama. Sweet drama. You know what I mean?
The very serious drama.
Very serious. Actually, it's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. This drama
could ruin us.
Could be the end of my career. Could be
True.
the end. Could be it. But yeah. What is why? Why? Why?
Just
why this podcast? Why? Who asked? Who asked for this shit?
Who really asked? Not me.
That definitely wasn't me.
One of you fuckers out there.
I don't even know if they did.
Shit.
I think people specifically asked us not to do this.
Literally nobody asked.
Literally nobody gives a fuck. Nobody asked for any of this.
But here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, that was Chris. That was nice.
That shit was like Niagara Falls.
That was that soda commercial, crisp.
That soda
Exhale.
commercial crisp.
Yeah, it
But
was clean.
no, but before the cameras were rolling, we couldn't get the cameras to roll. So the issue, we were trying to figure out how we were going to be able to see each other while also recording our screens whenever we need to. This is a lot. This is a lot of bullshit. Not a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, but we figured it out. So here we are. I forgot what I was going to bring up. Ain't that some shit? Come here to talk, and I have no idea what the fuck we're supposed to be talking about.
Let's go. Professional content creator.
Professional content creators. Hold up, I wrote some notes. Oh! Super boring.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, super boring.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if I care. It's actually so boring. I'm not gonna bring it up. Fuck it. You go with your story. You have a way more interesting story.
Oh,
tell.
I do. Do I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, so yesterday.
No, wait, fuck all that. Fuck that story too. Fuck that story. An even better thing to talk about right now is you hit 1,000 subscribers.
Damn.
That's
you
even
got
better.
Me there. That's
Yeah.
true. I did hit 1,000. I
Big.
think it's actually at 999 now. I'm not kidding. Pull it up. I think
Ain't
it
no
went
way.
down. I swear to
Hold
you,
up.
I think it went down by 1. There's one motherfucker out there that's like, I'm gonna humble him right now. I'm pretty sure it went down. It did.
Yeah. Bro, it literally shows you're like 1,000 subscribers and
It's
then 999. Ain't no fucking way, dude. Ain't no fucking way.
I got receipts though. I got receipts. I did hit 1,000.
Oh, I mean,
So,
yeah, I could see it. Yeah.
I got receipts. But
Listen, I'm
yeah,
gonna put you at 998 real quick.
Hey! Can't be starting a movement. Everyone watching this podcast is gonna be like, you know what? Yeah, I will unsub from him. 990. I'd wake up tomorrow like.
Oh
Fuck.
my god.
But yeah, I hit 1,000. It's pretty
Hell
cool.
yeah.
It's been 3 years in the making.
I'm
Pretty much
pretty
your
sh-
timeline too.
Yeah, I was about to say that's like about the amount of time it took me to get to 1,000 as well. But I waited until like 1,100 to make the video.
That, honestly, in hindsight, that probably was the smarter decision.
Because I was just like, ain't no way I'm gonna have people being like, huh, you're a liar. Stupid ass is at 999.
Okay, to be fair,
Uh-huh.
anyone watching this, to be fair, I did it preemptively. I prematurely did this because we were doing this podcast and we were going to be showing our faces. I hadn't showed my face yet, and I want to do a face reveal.
For some reason, I felt like your video was very quiet, but maybe that was me. I don't know.
It was because my mic was fucked for whatever reason.
Oh shit!
So that was cool. It's good now though, so we're fine.
Big congratulations
Thanks,
to 1,000
thanks,
subscribers.
So let's talk about my car crash.
All right. Yeah.
Not even a joke.
Let's move on away from the car crash that is this situation of 1,000 subscribers no longer being 1,000. Let's move on to a real car crash.
Let's move on to a real car crash. Yeah, that's not a joke. I was in a car crash yesterday.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
My first reaction was, get rolled, liberal.
Yeah, no, literally, I opened my phone. I'm like, yeah, I almost died, guys. And Bobby's just like, get rolled, dumbass.
Dude, imagine dying.
And then he's like, and then when I explained the situation, he's like, so it was your fault.
Absolutely was not.
Literally not.
If we could blame anybody, we can't. It was literally like
it was the weather.
The weather.
I guess you could blame God if you want to. He pissed in that spot. So
if you believe in that, sure.
I blame Poseidon, that water fucking bitch. But yeah, I mean, you got the pictures, so we can pull them up and we can look at the damage. I don't think there's anything that can dox me.
Oh, there is.
Oh.
Hold up. No, I was kidding.
And
holy shit.
It looks pretty bad, huh?
It's pretty fucked. What the fuck are you driving? What is this car? A Jeep?
That is a Toyota Cruiser, 2009.
Oh, this shit looks crazy.
Yeah, it's a nice car. It's done now, but it was a nice car. You would think that car's completely fucked. Apparently, it's not totaled.
Really?
Yeah.
It's drivable?
I drove it a little bit because I was in the middle of the highway, and first responders, like, first thing they're like, make sure everyone's fine.
Yeah.
And then their second thing is to get all the cars out of the middle of the road. And we were literally in the middle of the highway. And so he's like, can you drive it onto the side of the road? I'm like, I don't think this thing can turn on. And then he's like, give it a shot. And I crank it up and I drove it. The only thing is
that the hood is in front of the fucking window.
Well, that too. But the overflow coolant is like, that tank is completely just fucked and busted. And the front right tire is like completely caved in on its, like, it's like crooked. So like you couldn't drive it on like a road.
Yeah.
Like if you had to go somewhere, you couldn't go.
Also, like people would probably be like, "The fuck is that?"
Yeah, no, literally. But no, the engine was fine. Radiator hose was good. It's just like I wasn't driving that shit anyway. My dad got there and he's like, "You could drive this." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I refuse." We got onto the highway. And I was just starting to pick up speed, like highway speed. And then it started raining hard. So I was like, okay, let me slow the fuck down. And the guy in front of us, just like my best friend was with me. That scared the fuck out of me. I thought I killed him. But he was next to me. And he noticed, because I'm focusing on everything, like cars behind me, speed, whatever. So he noticed that they slammed into someone in front of us immediately. He's like, oh shit. And I just gassed, slammed on my brakes, and then I started hydroplaning, which pretty much are gliding on the road.
Yeah.
And then I tried to swerve, off of him, and when I swerved, my car, instead of going left, it like went diagonally right. And the car that the person in front of us hit, I hit them. I skipped a car and hit the next car. So the person that guy
Jesus.
hit got hit by me too.
Damn, get fucked, dude. Double fucking whammy. He
And
was like, it's over. Boom.
And then I also got rear-ended after that too.
Yeah. Jesus.
But the back
what
of the car,
fuck?
the back of the car is fine. Like literally, the back of the car is like no damage.
Dude, Florida. Fuck that
Florida.
shit.
And the guy in front of us, we were like next to each other. Like my best friend could high five the dude if you rolled down the window.
Mm.
It was really weird how we ended up like everyone.
Imagine if
ended
he
up.
tried.
Well, I mean, we did roll down the windows, be like, "Are you okay?" But like, if he high fived him for no reason,
Like,
I
yeah.
would have been like, I would have been like, "What the fuck are you doing?" But yeah, no, it was scary. Like I actually
Yeah.
shit my pants a little bit.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
When I was I think 9 or 10 years old, I got in like I think this is like the only major car crash I ever got into. And it's not due to weather. It was due to
Oh.
a trash can.
Okay.
So I used to live in Oregon, and I lived with my grandparents and my younger sister, and I think we drove up to some like ranch or something like that, and it was for something. I don't exactly remember why. I think it was like for some like therapy for my sister or something like that.
Okay.
And she was like riding around on horses, blah blah blah, stuff like that. And on the way back, there's these like winding roads through this like Oregon has like a interesting scenery where it's like just green. So like
Okay.
big ass trees, big ass like fucking forests
Yeah.
and shit like that. We were driving through something like that, and there's still people who live out there. And as we were driving through, I don't remember seeing this happen, but all I remember is us hitting something, and then we flipped like 5 or 6 times in this like white pickup truck, and landed upside down.
Holy
And-
shit!
Yeah, and
Oh my god!
I remember like I was like sleeping. And I wake up and I'm like, holy shit. And all I
Yeah.
see is like COD intro scene where it's like
Oh,
like
yeah.
glass on the bottom, like on the
Yeah.
now the bottom of the truck, but the roof of the truck.
Yeah.
And I unbuckle myself. I land like on my feet because I'm like, I'm not touching the glass with my hands. My sister's freaking the fuck out. Luckily, the back window blew the fuck out. So me and my sister, I got her out and we like crawled out the back window. And my grandparents, they're fucking stuck because it's just
Oh.
like it's upside down. They're old. They cannot like
Yeah, they can't
maneuver
crawl.
in certain
No,
ways, and
yeah.
also they're in the front of the truck and it's
Yeah.
upside down. It's like a lot harder for them. Luckily, we're a couple of small little goblins and we could just like scurry out the back of the truck. Fortunately, there was like a lot of people that ended up like being around somehow. And everybody was fine and stuff like that. There was like pretty minor injuries. My grandpa, I think, had to like get like some stitches in his head because he something hit him or something like that. But me and my sister, I think, had like literally no injuries besides like a little bit of whiplash. I got to stay home, and I think I played Fable. I think I played Fable all day,
Damn.
and I was like, "Yeah, this is dope."
Car crash W.
But no, that was like my big car crash incident.
That's way worse than what happened to me, man. Like, holy shit. Like, I mean, I was scared shitless. Like, but if the cruiser flipped, oh my god.
I remember my sister was like crying, but I don't remember if I did or not. I'm
Oh,
trying
I
to
was
remember if
crying my
I
ass
was.
off on the highway, bro. I was in tears. I'll be honest, bro.
Yeah.
I was fucking freaking out.
Yeah, I could bet. It's some scary shit, but I don't remember what the fuck how I
Especially if
reacted.
you're the one driving.
Yeah, I don't remember. Huh. Oh well. Probably just blocked it out of my
My
brain.
best friend's like collarbone is fucked from the seatbelt.
Really? Yeah.
It's just bruised. Like no one had to go to the hospital, which is crazy. 'Cause
Yeah.
14 cars were involved. 14.
Nobody out of the 14 cars?
Nobody.
What the fuck?
Yes,
That's insane.
which is insane.
yeah, yeah.
And even like a red Mustang,
Shoulda tried harder.
which is like, damn, true. No, I'm not getting any bonus points for not. sending
Bro,
in
you
an
literally
hospital.
don't get points unless you get a kill. Like, what the
That's
fuck?
fuck.
That's crazy.
Damn it. No, but everyone was talking about some red Mustang. Like the cops, when they were talking to us, they're like, "Did you see a red Mustang?" And we're all like, "What red Mustang?" Like everyone that was, because the crash just happened weird. Like where I crashed,
Mhm.
there was like 4 of us there involved, and then down the highway, more like a quarter mile, like 10 more cars.
So are they saying it was caused by some like red person in a red
No,
Mustang?
that's what I thought they were saying, but
Or that was
then
just a car that was described in missing?
Yeah. At first, I thought they were saying a red Mustang caused the crash, and then they caused 10 more people to crash up there. I was like, oh shit.
Dude, that motherfucker's
But-
KDA.
But but no, apparently one of the people back where I was caused the crash, and apparently there was a 5th car. So I don't know. I don't think anyone's at fault though, because weather. I think that's what they're attributing it to. It's just bad
Damn.
weather because it
Get
was.
fucked.
But but yeah, no. Out of the 14 people, I guess 15, no one had to go to the hospital.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, no, I was really lucky.
Yeah.
Like none of my windows busted or anything.
Hmm.
Not cracked. Oh, did you see the? I think I sent you the one where you could see the inside of the dash.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There was,
That
like, a crack there.
crack. That my leg went into that. That's where that crack's from.
Bro's
Yeah.
got knees of steel.
And then on the right side, the exact same place, there's another crack, and that's where my best friend's leg went. So we're both propping our legs up, and both our legs went into the dash.
Was it just you and just you and your friend, or was-
Yeah, it was just you.
Okay.
It was just me and my friend.
I thought for
and
some
then-
reason your like mom was there too. I was like, oh
No,
shit.
no. It's just us
yeah,
two.
yeah. Was that
We were
your
going
car?
Pretty much.
Damn.
Yeah,
get
my grandparents
fucking-
gave it to me,
oh,
and
that
my car is
sucks.
just yep. But so I just gotta wait for the tow company to tell me either if it's totaled or if it's not. It is
I mean,
what it is, man.
I mean, how are you gonna fix that fucking front end? Like that shit is like,
Apparently my dad was just like, "This is all scrap metal." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What do you?" I'm like, "Are we looking at the same car? This car looks fucked, like every which way."
oh, is he saying that it's just like shit that doesn't matter? Like it could just be like
that's pretty much what he
sawed
said.
off or something like that.
But I'm just like, I'm not an expert, so I mean,
He's probably right. I don't know.
I think the front tire is the biggest issue. Yeah,
you have
that's pretty
insurance on it and
much-
stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like State Farm, dude. I got Jake from State Farm. He's got me covered, bro. Hell yeah, dude.
Poofing into this, dude. Where was he? He was supposed to stand in the fucking way of the car.
He was watching from a distance.
I like how they
content.
I like how they promote like the State Farm as though like some little Jesus figure is gonna show up and like stop bad things from happening.
State Farm is like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. Good neighbor will
Dude.
stand in front of your car and not get in a car crash.
I don't know if anybody has good neighbors anymore, bro. We're all online.
Well, not only that, everyone's unhinged.
Yeah, that's actually yeah, that's true. That's true.
I can't recall the last time I literally like went to a neighbor's house to be like, hey, like we're neighbors.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I feel like nowadays, like it's not a weird thing. It's just not, but like nowadays, it's not.
it's not
no
common,
one wants
yeah.
to. No one wants to fuck with anyone,
Mm-mm.
especially not in America. You walk up to a neighbor, hey stranger, you get a slug in your chest, like you don't want to. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know about all that, buddy.
especially in Florida, I ain't walking up no one's house. You fucking crazy? Fuck.
Fuck no, dude.
I'll get like to the first part of the driveway, and then there'll be shot through the door at me. Like fuck that. Hell no.
Fucking Florida militants
Yeah,
fighting off
Flor-
iguanas and monkeys.
The Florida iguana militia. Like what?
Holy shit.
I got that reptile militia.
Speaking of reptiles,
Oh,
we have this lizard man that decided that I was the target of his next campaign, basically.
Shit!
So
Gonna
that was
watch
that was horrendous. That was horrendous. I
That
don't even,
segue.
that segue was dog shit. Listen, guys.
Listen. I applaud the attempt. When you said speaking of reptiles, I was like, he's not talking guy, is he?
No, I'm absolutely talking about this guy. So basically, here's a little backstory for anybody who doesn't know. I make YouTube videos, and
Damn.
so I make gaming YouTube videos and I do commentary YouTube videos from time to time whenever I get pissed off about stupid shit. Basically, that's when it happens. If I am upset about something enough, I'll make a video about it and I'll talk about it. So a little while ago, I think it must have been 4 months ago, I made, let me pull it
That
up.
timeline sounds about right.
Yeah, so 4 months ago, I made a video talking about H3H3. He basically was he made a hit piece about these other YouTube creators called Abba and Preach. I made a video going through this live stream that Ethan had done. Basically, the entire podcast episode was him slandering this other YouTube creators, and I debunked it. It took me an hour to do so in this video, so if you want to go watch it, sure. But apparently, there was people who did not like that, and majorly it was Ethan Klein fans, which obviously that makes sense. So, I guess one of these defenders of Ethan Klein, or so they are named, In Defense of Ethan Klein, this YouTube channel is called, then he made a video. He made a video defending Ethan Klein against, Ethan Klein's obviously biggest issue, me.
Bobby the Kid.
Me, yes.
Damn.
I'll wait for the applause, guys. I know I'm doing God's work out here in these YouTube streets. I be busting back, blowing that bubble gum pack, or whatever the fuck Dracula Flow says. I don't know.
I'm about to say, you bring out Dracula Flow.
So yeah, we're just gonna watch it together, and I think kind of react to it. I have no idea what this guy's gonna say.
We haven't watched this. We haven't.
Yeah,
we saved it specifically for the podcast.
He's got 20 views, so
20 people probably were like.
He's about to get 21.
Yeah.
So, big money.
22 after I go back and watch and like it.
Hey, what the fuck?
Wait, does he not have sub count publicly?
His sub
count. Or does he just
have
no subs?
I don't know.
Damn.
I don't know. Is that a thing you can do? Can you hide your subs?
I'm pretty sure that's a thing you can do. I don't know though.
Well, let's just pretend he has no subscribers.
Okay. It's 20 minutes long, so
actually,
either he reacted to it.
Let's pretend he has 1 million subscribers. This guy is a huge channel. He hides his fucking subscribers because he's afraid to let people know how. Yeah, he's humble. He's so humble. All right. All right. Let's get into the video.
Oh man.
Big gulps, big man.
Big gulp.
So,
yes.
Bobby the Kid.
What's up?
I gotta defend Ethan Klein.
Bro, wait. Did he just down whatever the fuck he's drinking and then open another one?
You just got roasted by an alcoholic, bro.
Hold up, relax.
I'm kidding. It's all jokes.
All right. So,
what's up, buddy? What do you got?
I want to make this one really simple.
All right.
I appreciate the production quality.
Oh.
I appreciate
Thank you.
a few things.
Yes.
Including the fact that you put everything into a Google Doc. That was very nice. Because it's a long video. Obviously, I can't talk about the whole thing. I'm not trying to do feature-length films. There's 3 things I want to cover that I think kind of dismantle a lot of what you're saying here. Number 1, Exhibit A. Okay, the title. Now, Bobby the Kid.
Yes.
Trying to make a good title, right? But unfortunately, you've made an error. Now, when you put quotes around something, that means something, right? And so what you're looking for here, based on your narrative, is you would say H3H3 exposes Abba and Preach. Or H3H3 exposes himself. But because you put the quotes around expose...
Wait.
I'm actually lost.
Is he critiquing my video? Or is he like...
picking apart the title right now?
Yeah, okay. Okay, I hope this is off of the arguments I make and not like The title exposes himself. H3H3
He's also
exposes
already
himself.
a minute and 25 seconds in.
I'm sure. Well, all right, let's just watch it. I don't know. We'll see.
H3H3 exposes himself. You've debunked your whole narrative. Right? Do you see how that is? Your title literally debunks your entire narrative because, of course, you're not saying that H3H3 exposes himself. You're saying that he exposes himself for doing what he claims Abba and Preach are doing. Okay? Because that is, at the end of the day, what you're really trying to prove. You're trying to prove that what Ethan Klein has levied against Abba and Preach is himself guilty of those
lying
things, right?
No. Is he trying to philosophy my title? Like, is he trying to, like, dig into the philosophy of H3H3 exposes himself?
I don't think it's that deep.
Yeah, it's not that deep. All it is like H3H3 exposes himself by lying. That's it. In an attempt to expose Abba and Preach, he exposed that he is a
hypocrite.
He is uncritical in his research, basically. The exposing H3 did to himself was exposing that he's a spiteful commentator. Because the only reason he has any of this to say about Abba and Preach is because Abba and Preach criticized them. That's it. I don't know what all this philosophy is about. H3 exposes himself as somehow like a mental mind trap that I've set for myself to like debunk my video. Yeah, I think it was originally I don't even remember what I originally titled it. I think it was like H3 is a liar or some shit like that, which is effectively the exact same thing. But anyway,
and you know, not necessarily like the bigotry, but more of like the grifter kind of doesn't do a lot of research, is just pandering and kind of makes low quality content.
Yes.
That's your real thesis, right?
Yep.
But of course, you don't present it as that.
Well, how the fuck
this whole video here, and
you deduced it. Obviously, I communicated that extremely well. You deduced it. You got exactly the point I was saying.
Our video, you basically say all of this stuff to say that Ethan, despite levying allegations that Abba and Preach are not researching things and are quick to judge and are taking the wrong positions, that is actually Ethan, right? But it's interesting because you claim that your hypothesis is, I believe the methodology that Ethan Klein employs in his commentary is dangerously irresponsible and, if unchecked, may result in real-world consequences.
Yes.
This should be your thesis, okay?
That is my fucking thesis.
Should be...
That is... You just read it!
You also said it.
That is the exact first thing I say in the video!
Oh, yeah, literally.
What are you on about? What are you waffling about, little bro?
I'm lost.
I'm so lost. Wait, is he?
I
what does the title have to do with the title is to get people to click, and then
to be honest, I have yet to understand what the critique is exactly.
Yeah, so far the critique is that like my thesis isn't good enough.
No, your thesis isn't your thesis.
He's saying that my thesis isn't what my thesis is, even though he's reading it from my Google Doc.
And he also called it your thesis.
He said it was like, no, like what you actually want to present is the thesis that you presented. Brother in Christ, what? All right, word.
According to everything that you laid out in the video, your thesis should be something along the lines of Ethan Klein claims that Abba and Preach are lazy, soft, low quality, whatever adjectives you want. But in fact, Ethan is guilty of those things, right?
It's not about being... No, the criticisms Ethan levied towards Abba and Preach were that they are transphobic, anti-Semitic, misogynistic, and are overtly bad people. It was it was an attempt at character assassination. That is what Ethan was trying to do to Abba and Preach. My thesis was that Ethan Klein employs bad methodology in his attempts to do commentary, meaning bad journalism, bad sources, bad faith cuts of like the things that Abba and Preach say. That's it. It's just that. I don't think Ethan Klein's lazy. Well, if I was to say he's lazy, it'd be lazy in the sense of like he just has his crew do the research and he didn't actually watch any of the videos. Like that's it. Like if the only thing, the thing that I just illustrate in my video is that if Ethan Klein would just watch the video in its entirety, he would have a much different view of Abba and Preach. But they didn't do that. They watch clips and they get like Sparks notes of what is actually said, as opposed to like watching the entire video that they did. And that's what I did. All I did in my video was super simple. Provided the extra context. That is it. That is the only thing I did. And it exonerates everything that Abba and Preach, or all the allegations that Ethan Klein levied at Abba and Preach. So I don't know what you're talking about, brother.
You're trying to label him as a hypocrite, basically like everybody else. So your thesis needs to track for that, but instead you kind of issue this statement that, you know, doesn't really have a whole lot of weight to it, because you're just saying I believe and may result, right? But ultimately, this whole...
Do you not know what a hypothesis is? Like a hypothesis is that I believe.
Dude, he didn't take science; he took English.
No, literally. Here's this. A hypothesis is you believe something that may result in this. So now I'm going to demonstrate with experiments, evidence, show you this to back up my hypothesis.
Yeah.
Now, what you are supposed to do is disprove the arguments I made. You're not supposed to be like, your thesis is flawed because you made a thesis. It's a hypothesis, brother.
It's got the word thesis in it.
All right.
Hypothesis here is flawed from its premise. Because you put this in. If unchecked.
Yes.
You're putting a qualifier in there, and it should be very easy to concede. You can concede that there is no circumstance where Ethan is unchecked.
If unchecked means without criticism. So, I am criticizing Ethan, and there should be more people criticizing Ethan. There should be a higher standard at which commentary YouTubers are held. Because right now, they have free reign to do whatever the fuck they want, say whatever the fuck they want, and promote it to their audience and influence them in horrendous ways. And this is a really bad way of doing what I would effectively call YouTube journalism. I feel bad because you have like you're like
I mean,
to contribute.
I haven't. Well, yeah, it's kind of hard for me to do it because it's you. So, but I mean, I'm trying to contribute here and there.
Yeah.
I think it's funny a little bit. I was like us going into this. I thought it was gonna be much more funny. Like I thought he was just gonna be a complete dickhead and shit. Like he's actually like an English teacher, bro.
No, I don't.
He's like
I don't know. About
he's literally
that,
like proofreading your fucking doc.
Yeah, he's trying to like win an argument by like saying that my definition is flawed. He's trying to like rewrite
your thesis.
I hope he engages with any of the arguments I make.
With
because
like the actual video.
You can't debunk my entire video by saying that a few words were misplaced.
Yeah,
that's effectively the critique so far.
He has a big podcast on a major platform. Yes. He's being checked by YouTube first and foremost, but he also gets checked by his crew. He gets checked by himself.
Do you hear that? Is that screaming in the background?
I think it's just random
and
noise.
Foremost. But he also gets checked by his crew. He gets checked.
Dude, somebody was screaming. Do you hear that shit?
That was Ethan Klein's last hater right there. You need to watch out, bro. You need to watch out, dude. He's got him in a basement tied up. Your thesis was wrong, buddy.
Abbott and Preach were right. Abbott and Preach were right. Dude, that's me, dude. Holy
He's
shit!
just grabbing him by the neck, just torturing. Tell me about the thesis. Tell me about
my
the thesis.
god! Holy shit!
I didn't notice that. If you didn't point it out, I just thought it was like random ambience on the street or something.
By himself, he
Run it back one more
foremost.
time.
But he also gets checked by his crew. He gets checked.
It literally sounds like the Tom scream.
He's like, bro.
Man just stubbed his toe downstairs, bro. It's crazy.
No, that's his wife, like watching me critique Ethan Klein.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
By himself, he has a button to kill the feed in case he has to check himself, right? But he's also checked by the
Wait, I don't give a fuck about Ethan Klein's self-censoring. I give a fuck about like the systems in place that make it possible for people to be able to like just kind of make shit up. Source made it the
Trust
fuck
me,
up,
bro.
like
Trust me.
yeah, it's bullshit. Not only I, but like anybody has like duty, or like not duty, but like has the opportunity to be able to like check and verify. Like we're supposed to like
Yeah.
hold each other accountable. Like that's the point of YouTube commentary communities. Like that's the reason that all these like Charlie, if Charlie says some shit like Morse Critical, I'll make a video and say, dude, this, and this are wrong. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, well, your title actually technically is illiterate. Your thesis that I'm reading right now, you use the word unchecked, so that just throws your entire argument off. Like, what the fuck? I don't know, dude. This is
chatters
boring.
in the live show.
Oh,
People just-
brother, this
Subscribers
guy.
busting him up, busting his balls, checking Ethan all day long, right? In the YouTube comments, on the subreddit, people who are fans of Ethan check him. I've checked Ethan, and his haters check him as well. So
Okay.
Yeah. I
That's-
said,
all right,
and
yeah.
if unchecked, meaning if nobody documents this, then it's going to be left unchecked, which is why I documented it. Literally, who else sat there for fucking, I think I sat for like 20 plus hours going through
Getting clipped
Ethan
and shit.
Klein's stream and then finding the videos that they were using in their stream that they used like 10-second clips of. And then I provided the additional context that would alleviate the allegations or like explain the further context to like Abbott and Preach's statements. So, okay.
from the get-go, I'm detecting so much wrong with this video that it's very hard for me to deal with the actual substance, because these are blaring things that I think need to be corrected before this is taken seriously. When we go to the end, and the reason why I say this is just a non-starter is that I did this work here. Now, I didn't change anything that you said, right? But I made the things small that I wasn't going to go over, and then I made the things big and highlighted that I was going to go over. And I did all the...
Notice how he goes over. He made all the shit that's small. That's
Yeah.
all of the substantive commentary. Oh no, little bro. And the links and like the claims,
Wait,
all
he
the
straight up
backing
just
claims.
literally highlighted the stuff you said.
Yes. No, he's picking up like he's taking like
Nice.
no, he's doing exactly what Ethan Klein did in the way that he's like not engaging with the entire video, but very specific clipped portions. And I'm little bro.
Kind of cringe.
All right, let's see.
this work, not like it was a lot. You know, I'm not trying to say that I did all this work, but you
Hey,
did
listen, buddy. Yeah, I did the work. Give me that fucking credit, buddy.
work, right? But all of this stuff I wanted to talk about is largely irrelevant because you've framed things in such a way where your real thesis is that Ethan is guilty of the things that he imprints on others. Projection, hypocrite.
No. He's not a hypocrite. He's bad at doing commentary. That's the critique. He's bad at doing his job. His job is to commentate on things honestly. Unless he's a grifter, unless he's like a dishonest actor, which I don't think he is. I think he just had his crew do this work. I don't think he's actually engaged with any of the actual content from Abba and Preach. It's not that he's a hypocrite. I don't think Ethan Klein's transphobic. I don't think he's misogynistic. I don't think he's racist. I don't think any of these things about Ethan Klein. I just think he's stupid. That's it. That's the critique. He needs to do his job better. So I did it for him.
Hypocrisy, right? But then you say, conclusion, I don't really have much to say in terms of a conclusion. So you've created a false premise, right?
No.
I think overall the video speaks for itself. I didn't do anything extraordinary here. All I did was play an extra 10 seconds of the clips Ethan showed to provide the full story. I think the stream Ethan did was probably one of the biggest mistakes he could have ever made because I think it shows how spiteful Ethan is. This is a conclusion. Just because I say I don't really have much to say in terms of a conclusion,
Doesn't mean you don't
that
have
means
anything
I
at all
do
to
have
say.
a conclusion, but I don't have much.
Yeah.
So it's a conclusion. I just don't have a big, massive conclusion because if you've watched the video, I have provided context. And that's all I needed to do to disprove Ethan, which is insane. If I can provide context and that is the only thing I need to provide in order to disprove your claims, listen, buddy, that's insane. That's bad journalism. Like, that is literally omitting the facts. Like, if a journalist was going around and like, what do you call it? Espousing news and saying, they found 30 kids in this building, but then you admit that it was at a school where teachers are and stuff like that. Like, listen, you're omitting information that is crucial to understanding the full scope of what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Because your hypothesis is that Ethan Klein could be doing real damage
Yes.
to this world. But then
I played the video.
in reality, you just say like you let the video speak for itself, and then you say that your conclusion is a video clip here of Ethan talking about Abba and Preach,
Play it.
which signals to me anyway, and I could be wrong on this, but that signals to me that you are showing Ethan Klein and having all of this information in this video to say that what Ethan Klein is ultimately saying about Abba and Preach, which I can play,
Play it, please, please.
is what you think Ethan Klein is doing. So let's look at that.
Beefy. What the fuck is your point? There's no consistency to anything you say. You guys are phony as fuck. You pander to your audience. You have no convictions, right?
Yep.
That's all you are. And you lie all the time, too, which I've proven, by the way, either intentionally or not, just from straight up fucking negligence and ignorance.
So that's your conclusion.
Yes. That Ethan Klein panders to his audience and lies
All the time.
all the time. I'm not attributing any of the claims that Ethan levied at Abba and Preach. That would be fucking insane. Ethan Klein is not transphobic, not racist, anti-Semitic, any of these things that he was saying, or defending sexual assault.
No.
Those are not things that I think of Ethan Klein. I just think he's a liar. And he's inconsistent. And he only does these types of commentaries against people that, yes, a lot of times when he does feel that they actually deserve it. So like people like Just Pearly Things, or I think other people like that. But sometimes it's spiteful, and I'm going to call that out.
Now I hope that I'm drawing the right points, right? That I'm understanding where you're coming from here. But here's the problem. The substance of everything that you say, there's not a whole lot in terms of new ideas or information here. Abba and Preach do transphobia. you are largely endorsing that transphobia. Do you understand why it's transphobic to say that trans women shouldn't be allowed in women's sports?
No. No.
Just no.
No. It's not. It isn't. Like, I'm sorry, but like that's a whole fucking thing, dude.
Yeah.
To even go down right now, but like
But by all means.
all it comes down to really is, I'm gonna try and keep it as short as possible, is listen, it sucks. It sucks that trans people might end up being excluded from like sports and stuff like that. But the way that sports are structured right now is based off of physiology or physicality. It's based off of the intrinsic differences between women and men, and not based off of like anything that's made up. It's based off of the physiology of their actual structure. Trans women will excel in women's sports because they have the physiology from when they were men. Trans men that go into men's sports will never be able to compete against men because they have the physiology of women. Just because it feels bad does not make it transphobic, because this is the only point that they ever bring up when they're trying to claim that Abba and Preach are transphobic, or and like me. Like, if you want to say that I'm transphobic, but like, I'll advocate for them to be able to have their hormones. I'll advocate for them to be able to have like go to therapy, to go like do all these things, to go to the doctors and be able to get their shit done. But like the trans sports thing, that's what you want to hinge. That's the hill you want to die on. Is that like this? It needs way more research, and right now there's not enough of it. Now later on down the line, if there's some way to be able to measure like trans women who like become women, is there a way to be able to like measure accurately whether or not they're equal footing with women? If that's the case in the future, sure, maybe there's a conversation to be had. But like at this point, there's not enough to say like that we can just like full ride, just let everybody do whatever the fuck they want. Because at that point, what's to say that I can't just go start joining women's sports? Like, we have to have some kind of organization. And like, if you want to say that's transphobic, then sure, all right, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. But I'm open to accepting like pronouns and stuff like that. Sure, you want to express yourself in a way that is opposite of the original gender that you were born with. Dope, go do that. It has no effect on me. You want to use a specific bathroom? Do it all you want. I don't give a fuck. But this one issue is the only thing that they could ever back to, because it is a contentious part of the conversation. But people just don't want to talk about it, and people just don't want to fucking like actually engage with it. If I'm transphobic because of that, then fuck it, I don't give a fuck.
Don't watch the Hogwarts video.
Yeah, don't watch the Hogwarts video where I literally defend trans people for like 30 minutes. Don't watch the Kendrick Lamar video where I defend trans people for 30 minutes. You have anything to say about that? It's fine if you don't. Like, there's a lot of people who just like don't know, and it's okay to not talk about things.
I'm not super knowledgeable in the situation, but
Yeah.
I agree with your sentiment. Like, I support trans people. You want to do it doesn't affect me. You can do what you want to do with your body, get therapy, all that stuff. It's all good. I'd rather you do that than be like
fucked for the rest of your life. Yeah. And kill yourself because like literally your brain doesn't match the body that you're in. Like,
I'd rather.
The fact that I even have the concept of like, there's an underlying issue with like the brain of trans people, that like their brain does not match the body that they see, the body that they're in. So a lot of times they need to have that. A lot of times they need something to be able to like more organize their brain and match it with the body that they see. It just makes sense. I mean, there's actual evidence to that, and I accept it. There's not evidence that like it's okay for trans women who have the benefits of male physique up until they're like 18 can just go join women's sports and there's no problem. It is absolutely going to fuck women. Like, it would just be like like we don't let men fight women in the UFC because they will overwhelmingly destroy women. I don't think you could put any male in and that is in the UFC right now against any woman in the UFC, and the women not get their shit rocked. Absolutely not. But, you know, is what it is. If you think I'm transphobic, all right, sure.
And one of the things that you said in here is that Ethan called them hateful, bigoted transphobes. I don't know if Ethan called them hateful. In
What do you think being bigoted implies?
this case, it's equally as likely as they're not hateful, they're just ignorant. So they're either hateful, bigoted transphobes or ignorant, bigoted transphobes. And I don't really know which one's better, if I'm being honest, right?
Yeah, because it implies that if you're bigoted, you probably don't like the people that you're talking about, right?
But I just think that there's too much going wrong here to really take a hard look at everything that you've stated.
Did you hear that?
Is that them still screaming in the background?
I swear I just heard him yell help.
No way! Hold up.
To really take a...
I don't know if I heard help, but this is weird.
I don't think it's help.
Yeah.
But that's just like what it sounded like.
Dude, what does he have locked in his basement?
I just thought it was funny just hearing the background. Help!
Help!
Ethan Klein's not bad, please.
Listen, that's so fucking crazy. He's got Dracula Flow in his basement.
That's what they're filming now. The Dracula Flow is filmed.
They got him locked in a chair and they're like, read the lines. I don't want to read the lines.
Fine, I'll read them. I'll do it, I swear.
Bubblegum pack. Smoking that bubblegum pack.
I'm smoking dung beetle. Let me go.
I'm smoking dung beetle. Let me go. Ethan Klein smoking that bubble pack. Jesus Christ.
Hard
what
look
is
at
actually
everything
happening
that
in that
stated,
house, though?
I don't know, dude.
Right? I mean, some of this stuff is just straight up weirdo stuff to focus in on. This one
no.
especially. Like, what do you think women should be doing in this type of situation?
Okay, so before he goes on about this, basically the situation was, oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. This cuck, dude. All right. So basically, so there was a situation. God damn it! This is not the video. Go watch the video. Absolutely, go watch the video. But I'm gonna do a little brief thing, right? So basically, there was a situation where there was this young, this 19-year-old girl went out with this prominent figure that was, they're called Fresh and Fit, Myron Gaines, and I think Fresh. I don't know what the fuck his last name is. Fresh and Fit. They run this podcast. It's a Red Pill podcast. A lot of dog shit that goes on that. Ethan Klein brought this girl to do her testimony of her interaction with Myron. Her testimony was that she was uncomfortable, and that basically it was like implying that Myron had sexually assaulted her in some form or fashion. Which I think the most extreme thing that was said was that Myron said that her titties looked lopsided or some shit like that. That was like the most extreme part of this whole entire story. Abba and Preach came out, and Abba and Preach have like an active beef with Fresh and Fit. But Ethan Klein's commentary in this situation regarding the girl and Myron Gaines was absolutely horrendously false. So Abba and Preach were forced to basically defend people that they hate because of how wrong Ethan was. And my critique to Ethan was, if he thinks that what Abba and Preach said was wrong, what do you think women should be doing in this type of a situation? Do women have any level of agency with the bounds of a sexual interaction between a man and a woman, or are men the arbiters of safety in regards to these types of situations? Which party, the man or the woman, is accountable for the actions that took place that night between Myron and Danielle? Do you think women are children, incapable of outlining boundaries in a sexual setting? Because if so, you and Myron have a lot in common. And that is the critique. Because a lot of times people will like say like men should stop like doing sexual assault. It's not that easy to just say, oh, stop doing crime, duh. Like, what? Okay, yeah, obviously. We should be teaching men to not be horrible fucking human beings.
Right.
But how do we keep women safe? Is it only the case that like we have to tell men to not do something? Or do women have any agency or any way to keep themselves safe too? Keep themselves safe too. If I have a daughter and I'm teaching her how to be safe in this world, I'm probably going to be like, hey, listen, don't drink with people that you don't trust. Don't go back to like men's houses that you do not want to have any sexual engagement with because you are at their house. You can't go to their fucking house. You can go on dates with anybody you want, but do it in a public setting. What is wrong with saying any of that? It is absolutely crucial to teach your daughter to not do dumb fuck shit. Like, that's it. And this girl in this situation was an absolute dumb fuck. Go watch the video. Now, let's see what he has to say.
Referring to a situation where a guy, in the context of a date, is being creepy or assaulty or rapey or something like that.
What is assaulty or... I understand what rapey might mean, but in the extent of this entire thing, and I really want to point out how scumfucky this is, that he's highlighting. This is the conclusion that I had after I showed all of the evidence. This is my conclusion to this chapter of my video after the evidence that I show. So he's not showing my arguments. He's not showing Abba and Preacher's arguments. He's not showing Ethan Klein's arguments. He's showing you a clip. This is horrendously bad faith.
What do you think women should be doing in this type of situation? Do women have any level of agency with the bounds of sexual interaction between a man and woman? Or are men the arbiters of safety in regards to these types of situations? This is
What's
just
your answer?
Weirdo, like...
What's your answer to that? Are men the arbiters of safety in regards to these types of situations? It has to come from both sides. Obviously, men shouldn't be doing dumb shit. Women shouldn't be doing dumb shit. Men should be keeping themselves safe. Women should be keeping themselves safe. That's it. That's it. But we should not be obfuscating all of the fucking responsibility onto men.
Equal levels of
It
responsibility.
has to be equal levels of responsibility unless you believe women are incapable children and do not have the capacity to say no and do not have the capacity to keep themselves safe. Absolutely not. That is
This
not
is obviously
the
in
real
the
world.
situation of two normal people.
Yes.
Like, if you're with some fucking psycho, saying no isn't going to help you. But
right. Like,
in this situation, saying no probably would have prevented everything.
Yeah. And
More than likely.
Also, just telling women to just say no, forehead, when somebody's actively raping you, that's not going to stop it.
No.
But if you
Make it very clear.
strongly tell them, hey, listen, I don't want to do this. I do not want to do this. They will not push that far. They will not go that far. They will not take that extra step, and they will just, I don't know, cry about it. Oh, you didn't give me p-. I don't give a fuck. Like, the fuck? Say no. Like, that's really what it is. Now, there's instances where it's a person that does not give a fuck, who will push it to an extent of he just doesn't give a fuck about anything you say. And in those instances, like, there's not much you can do, because that is a person that you should not be with, should not be even remotely close to, because that is a person that does not give a fuck about anybody's
well-being
or autonomy. Yeah.
We've already had this discussion, and if you're stuck on this one, then go back a few decades, because that's when this stuff was kind of settled out, right? In the kind of aftermath of the civil rights era, when we were kind of getting away from that conservatism that said that women were required to be humble and modest so as not to attract the rage of a testosterone-filled male. It is in fact the woman's fault for not covering up enough skin.
No. Danielle, the girl in question, had every opportunity to leave. Throughout the entire thing, if you guys don't watch the video, you're actually stupid. She was stating the entire time that she was trying to like do some weird little games where she wanted to try and like flaunt herself in front of Myron and then deny him.
That's just on you, man.
That's on you.
What do we do with trans people in regard to prison? It's a reality that will have to be addressed. What do we do as a society if a trans person commits a crime? What prison do they go to? I mean, you say this is a necessary conversation for the safety of trans people.
Yes.
It is.
This is not the conversation for the safety of trans people.
What do you do with a trans person that commits a crime?
What is your thought process?
You have to keep them safe. This is a conversation we had when women were committing crime and men were committing crime, because we can't have them together.
What is your suggestion, Pat?
Yeah,
You just want to
this
let them,
is
just let them
real.
go? Just let them go?
What do we?
Like, I don't
Yeah,
understand.
this is a necessary conversation for the safety of trans people. Absolutely. Full
Yeah.
stop.
The conversations right now are the increased suicidality correlated with being trans.
You don't think that we can have more than one conversation at a time? Are you like, do you have the brain capacity that you can only like hold one thought in your brain at once? Because we can talk about the necessary conversation of the safety of trans people in regards to if they commit a crime, what do we do? And we can also have the same conversation of like how we should be treating trans people in society, giving them human rights, making sure that they have like all the necessary things that they need in like a doctoral setting, everything that they need to make sure that their lives are better. These are not mutually exclusive things that we have to talk about at one time. And it was topical because there was a person claiming to be trans in the video that they were talking about this in. So it's a very necessary conversation.
Was it about a trans woman going to a woman prison?
It was about a
Or-
person who claimed to be trans in order to go to a women's prison.
But they were
I don't know if they were prior to
Okay.
the crimes they were committing. But I think that after the crimes they committed, they
No.
were like,
I meant like, are they like biologically male?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they were born
That's-
at birth male, and they basically
See,
nothing changed. No sex change, anything. Claimed
They just
he
identified as trans.
identified, and then boom.
See, this is why this is a necessary conversation.
Yep.
And everything that we understand about the situation is not that trans people are committing suicide at rates that are absolutely unacceptable. It's not because we haven't had the conversation of what prisons to put trans women into. Certain states right now are passing legislation to curtail the rights of trans people.
Don't care. That has nothing to do with the conversation. This literally didn't even happen in the United States. This happened in like the UK or Ireland. I don't know.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So when you talk about giving a single ounce of fuck about trans people,
Yep.
maybe we should listen to trans people.
Nah, shut the
about
fuck
that.
up. Whenever people don't know what the fuck they're talking about, they'll obfuscate to handing the baton to a trans person to talk about trans issues because they don't actually have any understanding of the fucking underlying problems.
Just using them
It
as
is a
shield.
cop out. It is absolutely a shield to protect themselves. Nope. This is bullshit. You get to take all the brownie points for being like a trans advocate and shit like that, but you actually don't have the capacity to have a conversation about what to do in all of these situations because they are people that live in a society with us. They have to be considered now. And if you're not even going to consider the conversation, you're not considering trans people. And this is actually dog shit commentary.
Like, you're part of the problem.
Evan Preach
Yeah, absolutely part of the problem.
are not
And you do not give a fuck about trans people.
the arbiters of what is a legitimate trans issue, nor are you. And the issues right now are what I said.
But you are? You're an arbiter of the fucking... Wait, hold the fuck up.
Also, you said that's the issue at hand. There's multiple issues.
Yeah, there's
Like,
multiple issues. There's
come on,
way more issues. It is so
It-
broad.
Like, yes, the suicide rates of trans people. That's a big problem. Sure. This is also a problem, and
This
there's
is
also
also a
more
problem.
problems with trans people. Besides,
Yes.
there's more than just these two. Like, there's problems with everything. You can't just the idea that okay, we'll take one problem at a time. You can't apply that to everything.
Yeah, no, it's a multifaceted issue that needs to be considered. Everything needs to be considered when like talking about a new type of person being introduced to the population that didn't exist before on paper. Maybe they
Right.
existed before as far as like their brains.
Yeah.
Obviously trans people existed. But this is a new thing to a lot of people, and this is something that has never been addressed in society, in any policy, in any policy. Policy matters for these people, and you're talking about not giving a fuck about a certain policy that needs to be addressed.
Trans people's rights are being curtailed in places around the country, and it is representing a huge danger to people's lives, to their livelihoods, to their health, and to their families.
And this
their
is one
friends, of them. To their
That's
doctors,
the problem too.
and to anyone who would support them. I mean, I hope that this is something that you can understand and maybe touch grass on, because the whole reason why Ethan and Hassan are just calling them out as transphobic and misogynistic,
because they have no criticism. They have no actual engagement with the actual problems at hand. They just want brownie points. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They have no idea, because these hard conversations are absolutely necessary for the safety of every single trans person on the fucking planet. And if you don't have them, you're letting them get fucked in their ass.
It's literally, it's like the same energy as like when you're losing an argument. You just say, well, guess what, dude? I fucked your mom, so. Like, it's the same energy. Like, just calling them transphobic, it doesn't add any substance to the argument.
No, it's similar to saying, well, this is a complex issue. Because if you say
Yeah.
this is a complex issue, you're a person that you're a person that has no idea what the fuck you're talking about, and you're not even like willing to give the time of day to take time to research any of this shit, or even think about it for more than a second, because it's just an ideological position. It's not like a position born out in thought. It's a position born out in, Hassan told me this, so I'm gonna
It
suck his
must be
dick.
right.
It must be right. I made it the fuck up.
they're anti-Semitic, by the way, Abba and Preach,
Oh, really?
is
Damn.
because they don't, either from ignorance or malice, they're totally screwing up the conversation here.
How is that
Okay.
anti-Semitic?
Yeah, wait,
Now-
what?
What does this has to do with trans people? How does anti-Semitism come into the conversation about trans people?
Just
The
because
only-
they disagree with Ethan?
Yeah, because that was what I was about to say. Is like,
what?
are they anti-Semitic because they disagreed with a Jewish person? I don't understand that.
Do you give a single ounce of fuck about trans people?
Oh, fuck.
Because I laid out the issues.
You
The
didn't.
issues that trans people face are in their ability to maintain their constitutional freedoms.
No, that's the problem. They don't have any constitutional freedoms. They're not even represented in the Constitution, which is fucked. They are not. They are not specifically represented in any policy. Absolutely any. Because
On
they
paper,
would,
they're not considered
in the
people.
minds of people hundreds of years ago, they did not exist. That is the problem.
As Ethan pointed out, and you didn't like, he said that as a Jew, he shouldn't feel he shouldn't feel obligated to debate a Nazi on whether or not he has a right to exist. Trans people right now are being forced to debate people who are saying that, and I quote, transgenderism must be eradicated from public life, end quote, Michael Knowles. Because that's who they're being forced to debate. And they're being forced to debate Matt Walsh, a virulent transphobe who simultaneously is beating the war drums of stochastic terrorism against trans people and Pride Month.
If Matt Walsh, if people like Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles are having conversations of eradicating trans people, there needs to be people who have the conversation in the other side. So I'm sorry that you feel the need to frame this as though they are debating for their lives, but you kind of have to have the conversation because they are going to have the conversation. But if all we're doing on our side is saying we shouldn't talk about it, it's obviously true. No, you need to have the arguments. You need to be able to actually engage with the conversation, to be able to show normal people that what Michael Knowles and what Matt Walsh is saying is absolutely disgusting. And if you can't have that conversation, I'm sorry. Trans people are going to be eradicated, and that's fucked. Why not be like fully invested in the conversation of your existence? You have to. Like, I don't understand that. What do you think black people did in the civil rights era? They debated their existence. They debated their rights. They had the conversation.
Here's a guy who is railing against trans people and extolling the virtues of conservatism from the same mouth that he's talking about teenagers and expressing the advocacy for teen pregnancies and teen marriages.
Why are we conflating all this?
Who is he talking about?
he's saying that they're against abortion. So this is also like a conversation about like teenagers or some shit like that.
Oh.
But like this is such a conflation of so many random fucking things because this dude right here is ideologically captured and he listens to Hassan, he listens to Ethan, he listens by proxy listening to Ethan is listening to Hassan, and all of this is encapsulated because they don't have to think about anything and all of their morals and all of their systems are brought by left-leaning whatever the fuck, extreme left politics and shit like that. That's it.
To me, it's pretty simple. But that's all I got, you know? I mean, I think that this was really a non-starter just based on the screw-ups of the title,
Yeah.
the
My
false
thesis.
premise, and the lack of a conclusion. I mean, what would a teacher say?
What? A teacher
Buddy.
would read this and understand that this is the conclusion. And that
Also,
me
a
saying
teacher wouldn't just randomly highlight random sections and disregard.
they
the
would
rest.
read the whole fucking thing. Did you actually do that? I don't think so. This is lazy. This is bad commentary. You're just as bad as Ethan, if not worse.
Say
You
if
reacted
couldn't
to
even
the
put
script.
those things together.
Yeah.
Those are the first things usually. Like, I mean, the conclusion isn't necessarily the first thing.
Dude, oh, actually, hold up. He just showed himself. He just showed his whole ass. Bro read the headline and thought he knew anything about the article. That is hilarious to me. Bro read the headline and thought he knew anything about the article. You need to read the article to understand why the headline is there. Because headlines are misleading. I hate to break it to you,
That's-
because on your side, you guys just read headlines and be like, oh, well, this is fucking right.
That's why
You
that's why I
need
said
to
that you need
read.
to click on them.
Read the substance.
Unless you already have your conclusion figured out, which I think in a lot of cases, I can say that about you because routinely, and I've watched enough of these videos now.
Have you watched enough of my videos?
Yeah, that's a very big.
Have you
difference
even
from
wa-
saying
did-
these videos?
have you
and
watched-
your videos?
My videos? Because my videos are not like other people's videos. And yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious.
If-
This guy's
Yeah,
like a cuck.
If all that happened was that
Nice. Well,
big.
that's that. I mean,
That's that.
fuck it. That was a waste of fucking time. Listen, guys, my video will be in the description if you want to watch it in its full entirety to get the full effect of my words and the full reaction or the full commentary and critique I had of Ethan Klein. That guy, he's smoking that goofy pack. I don't know what the fuck he's on about, but hey, listen, I don't want
Smoking
to.
that South Egyptian Bubba Kush pack, bro.
Smoking that South Egyptian Bubba Kush. Yeah, I don't need to spend too much time on this anymore. But hey, that was fun.
That was fun. Yeah.
I kind of don't want to end it on like that note, but like that's kind of a fucked thing that we just went through. Like that's an amazing first episode for us to just sit here and
Yeah.
watch and just like debunk some like ridiculous claims.
I have a fun thing we can end on.
Yeah. What's up?
So I ordered some glasses, like the Just Deal With It glasses, like for my character, and I was gonna wear that on the face reveal, and they haven't come in yet. But like a couple days ago, I got a package in the mail. And I was like, "Oh shit, my glasses came!" And I realized they're not an Amazon box or bag. So I was like, "What the fuck?" I grabbed the bag out of the mailbox, and it's just this black bag, and it's just got Chinese all over it.
Oh no.
And I'm like, "What?" And I was feeling the bag. I'm like, "These don't feel like glasses." And it has my name and my address on it too. So I don't know where the fuck this came from. I opened the bag, and you want to know what's inside?
What's in the bag, J-Pub? What the fuck is that? What is
They're
that?
They're like butterflies, and they're made of rubber.
What does it even do?
That's the thing. I don't know. I'm the only thing that I can think of is they're like a fidget toy, like you can squeeze them and stuff. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know what else you're supposed to use these for.
How many did you get?
There's just two. There's just these two butterflies, and I didn't buy these. I didn't order these. But apparently, somebody has my information.
Was it the glasses?
No.
What
I
the
checked
fuck?
Amazon, and the glasses they still say being out shit, like they're still shipped. I don't know what else you're supposed to fucking use these for. Because they have like a weird like texture on one side where it kind of looks like you can hold them
Mhm.
and just do this, I don't know. I mean, I've been doing that, and it's cool, I guess, but I don't know what the fuck these things are. They're just rubber butterflies from China.
What the fuck?
Kim
That's
Jong-un
amazing,
sent me
dude.
that butterfly pack, bro.
You know what I realized?
Huh.
We didn't tell anybody what the name of the podcast was at the beginning. We didn't introduce it at all. We didn't even introduce ourselves. We just got into it. We didn't say a single fucking thing. So, you know what? We gotta restart.
That would suck.
No,
Like, well, You got to relive your car crash. Jake,
nah,
bro.
fuck them. We'll just do like an outro and we'll like tell them where to find us and stuff like that after we.
I can't find it.
I don't know.
what these
It's a
are.
mystery, and I think we might have
Someone
to.
in the comments tell me what these blue fuckers are.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that shit is either. I have no.
And tell me if I got my identity stolen too.
But anyway, I think that's probably a good place for us to like come to a close. We've been going for about an hour and a half, and I hope that
Yeah.
going forward we do less of the like pretty one-sided shit. I don't want to make this a whole like, oh, I'm gonna defend myself every time we come on a podcast or whatever. But it was an interesting thing that we
Yeah.
thought
I
would
feel
be
bad for
interesting.
not talking as much.
No,
I didn't
I
have
think
anything to say.
I think it's pretty fair. It was very oriented around like some
I
shit
added
that,
enough.
Yeah, I think you added enough. It's fine. But it's like the first podcast we've ever done.
Yeah.
I think we did pretty well.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it was nice.
And I mean, it can only get better. So
Can we
or-
get better.
it can only get fucking worse. What do we call this? What is the podcast called? What? I know you guys see the title, but how do you pronounce it? And I think that's going to be the biggest debate going forward.
True.
You know, it is an abbreviation for Who Asked, but we don't want to refer to this podcast as the Who Asked podcast.
Just
So
wah.
something better is wah, wah,
Wah?
huh, wah,
Wah?
wah. I think that's good. If you want to find any of our shit, I'm Bobby the Kid on YouTube or the Original Freak Show YouTube. Those will all be in the description down below. And
I'm Jape Up. I'm also a member of the Original Freak Show, and my stuff will be also in the description. And also, you can find our channels on the Channels tab on YouTube.
True. Oh, also, and I will be linking to that guy's video. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna put that.
Speaking of linking this guy as a joke, please don't go harass this guy. It's all jokes. It's
No,
for
yeah.
memes.
No.
Don't go to his channel and be like, hey, you're kind of a douche. Don't do that. All right. It's all
Yeah, don't do
fun.
it.
I think we can end it there. You know?
I think somebody's in his basement though.
He probably is a serial killer.
No.
He might be.
There's somebody in his basement for sure. I don't know what all that shit was, but I think he's hiding any detractors that don't like Ethan Klein. I think that's safe to say.
Honestly, it's kind of based.
So yeah, hey, controversy. That was a good controversial episode. See you next time.
Wah?
Wah?